Today on iPon 70, Kahawa ya Congo and Kahawa ya Congo. For the virtual line, let's get started. Hello and welcome back to another coffee tasting video. If it's your first time here, we are an Nespresso-centric channel. We deal with the original line and the virtual line of Nespresso. If that is what you're looking for, you have found the right channel. To my returning Podhead family, any and all announcements will be at the end. But without further ado, let's get to today's star attraction, which is from a post that was on one of our previous videos, and a user mentioned that there was a new formulation or a new taste with the Kahawa ya Congo. And so we went there to the Scottsdale store. I asked about this controversy, if you will, and they said, yes, there's a lot of debate going on as to if Kahawa ya Congo was changed. And I thought, well, let's settle this once and for all, or just give you my opinion. I doubt I'll settle anything. But I happen to have last year's Kahawa ya Congo and this year's. So let's do an A-B comparison of these two and see how they stack up. So let's take a look at what we're supposed to taste. All right, so we have Kahawa ya Congo Organic. Smooth, organic coffee with toasted cereal notes, nutty aromas, and mild fruitiness. So nothing it sounds familiar. I believe that's what we had last year. Roastiness 2, acidity 2, bitterness 2, and body 3. So again, we should have that wonderful texture. Intensity 6 out of 13. And it is a full mug at 7.7 ounces. So I think we're dealing with the same thing as last year. All right, so let's take a look at the pods. As you can see, some of the packaging changed on it. So let's see if we have any differences in the pods. Old ones here. Oh, yeah, there is. I want to get a shot of this so we know that these are two different years, two different. So you can see this one says 2019. This one says 2021. So we have two separate or different coffees. We definitely have two different pods. Cereal, nutty, and mild fruitness. Kahawa ya Congo. Let's go brew a cup. All right, so I'm gonna get the newest one going first. We're gonna brew both of them into the Nespresso cups that we got. So that'll be equal. And we won't do any high speed this week, but we're gonna get both of the cups done. All right, so we got cup 1 done. We're gonna move right on to cup 2. All right, so we got both of them here. Eyeballing, boy, the darknesses, the intensity level, they look virtually identical. The crema, from what I could tell, was basically the same. Oh, that good Kahawa smell. That's got, the newer one has a little bit more of an intensity to that. It's got a little bit more of a roasty smell to it than this does. That's going to be interesting. Let's go give these a taste. All right, so I'm going to give the old one a taste first. Just like you remember. Just that wonderful nutty, Kahawa is so good. There must be just something about it that I just love, because I love the original line one the other week and this one. Now let's give the new one a taste. Boy, those are, hang on a second. As it smelled, I believe that's what I'm also tasting. Now, is that due to me storing these for a year? It could be. It could be. That could be the subtle difference. Maybe these were closer to the new ones in the beginning. But that little bit of that roastiness aroma that I was picking up on when I smelled them, that's also what I'm tasting here. There is a definite intensity difference. Yeah, this one's got just a little bit more, it's almost like this one's got a little bit more of an acidic bite at the end of it than this one did that I remember. The flavors are very, very, very close, but if I had to guess what was going on, this one has a smoother finish. It's got less of an acidic bite than this one does. This one seems to have a little bit more of a nip at the end as it passes. So when you drink this one, it just kind of finishes and you're left with that little bit of that wonderful nutty flavor at the end and just a nice coffee. This one finishes, you have that little bit of that nutty flavor, and then as it sits there a little bit, you get a little bit of an acid finish to it. Yeah, so there is definitely something different, which I guess stands to reason. I mean, I was talking with the lady and the gentleman about the post that my person made, and they said, yeah, we've had the same internal debate. It's been going back and forth, I guess, even inside Nespresso. But they said it stands to reason. Every year, the amount of rain, the amount of working of the soil, just everything, the amount of sun, how if it was hotter, if it was colder, you know, how many days were warmer, how many days were cooler. All of that affects ultimately how these coffees come out and how it plays out for us. So it does make sense that the coffee has shifted. Now, ultimately, the question is it still good? Yes, it is still good. This is probably, like if they gave me one and I didn't have it to A/B against it, I think I would remember that the other one didn't have quite as much of a bite at the end. But I don't know, because that wonderful flavor, that body, that texture of Kahawa is still there, and it's just a very, very pleasant cup of coffee. So where does this ultimately land? I would say it lands as a good solid 4 out of 5 pods. I don't remember what I gave this last year. I might have given it a 5 out of 5. I think this, and if I did, you could probably almost interchange it. I would say this one's, it's so close to a 5. It's very, very close. The one thing for me right now that holds it back is that little bit of an acid finish at the end. It's just a little bit more bite than I remember. It's not super unpleasant. It's just a nip. And that little bit of nip for me is kind of covers some of that wonderful nutty roastiness. And for that reason, I'll just stick with the 4 out of 5 pods. So nice short. This was a fun little A/B. That'll bring us to a close of this week's video. I thank you so much for your time. If you've made it this far into the video, make sure that you like, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so you're alerted anytime we drop a new video, which is every Friday. Speaking of Friday, last week's video, it was a train wreck. We were missing footage. Somehow the camera didn't record it. The audio was all messed up. I didn't realize that when you went in the menu and changed it to set the recording level that you had to press the little center button to lock it. So the minute I exited, it defaulted back to its +26 setting. Why it defaults there, I don't know. But man, you could even hear like my throat swallowing stuff. It was unnerving, and I apologize for that. Hopefully, this week's video is better. Every week I say it, and I'll say it again this week. Thank you so much to my patrons. Thank you, guys. Without you, a lot of what we do on this channel just wouldn't be possible. And I know I say that every single week, and it's hard to convey the true gratitude that I have for you guys, more than just, you know, saying thank you. And as you noticed last week, we had a video released to you early. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to continue to try to do that as a perk, and that way you get a little bit of enjoyment. You get the videos maybe 1 or 2 days sooner than the rest of them, and that's my way of saying thank you. If you would like to join us over at patreon.com/IPON70. It's the same as the YouTube channel, and you can support us that way. Also, it gains you access to our website, which is NespressoReview.com, where you can see previous reviews, our social media. Podhead's hanging out there. He's probably busy pointing around somewhere. But you can see him over there, and the patron section has all of the old reviews, their ratings, and then how best to prepare them. But until next week, with another coffee tasting video, have a great rest of your day.